What's going on, football fans? Welcome back to Brooklyn. I am under the stoop because this performance does not warrant me being outside in the cold right now and screaming at the top of my lungs for all of Park Slope to hear. What is going on with Arsenal, and why can they not string together two halves of football, two matches of football, two fucking 20 minutes of football? It's just mind-blowing how we score a goal so early and so nice, and we're playing so well, and then just sit on it like we're up 5-0, and the back passes start and the bad passes start, and then we put ourselves in situations that allow Granit Xhaka to make a bad decision, that allow Leno to make a bad decision. Are you fucking kidding me? We were overpressed by Burnley? Listen, before I blow a top, I better bring in a neutralizing factor, which you guys know. He's probably more pissed off that he had to wake up early because he's a Wolves fan. So let's get Mark in here. Mark, what's going on, brother?
What's going on? It's the curse of Granit Xhaka 2. Man, you guys got snake bit today.
At least last time you choked the motherfucker out.
What the hell?
What is going on? Not like I'm not even. What's up, Zawich? London is blue. Fuck, it's blue right now with sadness because this is just. It's pathetic. It's fucking pathetic.
Yeah,
how
man.
I
feel your anger, man. If I was a gunner, I think I would have thrown my TV through the window. I mean, but I got to give it just a little bit to Burnley. They're a scrappy bunch, and I have not watched 90 minutes of Burnley all season, and they play scrappy. And,
yeah.
You know, I'm not saying they deserve that point, but they play scrappy.
No, fuck. I mean, if you look at it with the chances that we've had, where Saka should have scored at the end, there was a flurry.
Who should have scored was Pepe.
Should have scored.
Pepe whiffed, and that
Pepe
just
whiffed
terribly whiffed.
Then there was a handball. Then there was the red card that was rescinded because it hit him on the shoulder.
Yeah, this handball rule is just getting ridiculous this season. To
me, he's raising his arm. He knows what he's going to block it with his arm. It just happens to hit him in the shoulder. So it's, you know what? I need to bring in another neutralizing factor. You neutralize me too much, so let's bring in a gunner here. And Kantak, what do you have to say about that performance?
What is there to say? I mean, Burnley suck. They deserved nothing from that game whatsoever. The only way they were going to score is if we put the fucking ball off their chest for them, and that's exactly what happened. A stupid ball by Leno, sure, and even dumber extra touch by Xhaka. If he just plays the ball first touch out wide to Luiz, we're fine, but he decides to dribble the ball back towards the goal before he makes play. I mean, that was Burnley did have the one chance later that Leno saved nicely, but I'm hung up on the handball, man. Like that, I know Mark is saying that the handball rule is confusing, but this one has nothing to do with the new rule. This is all about he was making his body bigger, and he even gave a little of this. I saw on the post game, Becca Lowe was saying, well, he's doing it for balance. Some will say he's doing it for balance. I'm like, but he extends. And it, like the first one, so Pepe gets the ball and he plays it, and then he calls for a handball, right? Which I think was more to do with the new rule why it wasn't given. And then he plays the ball to get away from him, and the guy just swats it out of the fucking air. And like, Mark, if you're saying that the refs are afraid to make a call, fine. But VAR sat on it, looked at it, and decided it was nothing. What in the actual fuck is going on? If that's not a penalty.
When somebody's hand actually fully hits the ball like that, it needs to be looked at. It needs to be looked at by the referee on the pitch. So VAR says that it's nothing, that it's not a handball.
It's madness.
Stop the play. Timeout. Hold on. Go over and look at it yourself.
So if Mark, you're from a neutral perspective and you're saying the ref's afraid or I'm being too cynical, do you think without VAR there, or without, well, first of all, without VAR, we don't have these new rules, right? It's like
Correct.
every sport that gets instant replay, you start having to be like a lawyer to understand the rule book.
Correct.
So you're saying, do you think without VAR, the ref would have just straight up given a penalty, but the ref maybe waited for VAR? Like,
yeah, I don't know.
I don't
know,
get
and
it.
I don't get it. But what I want to get at, I'm kind of confused by the whole rule myself. I can barely talk. There has been so much controversy about handballs this season. Yes or no?
Yeah.
There's a lot of controversy, a lot of talk.
Yes, but this is like the least controversial handball I've ever seen.
What I think is happening is it's like the Chicken Little thing. The sky is falling, and when it really does, they don't know what to do. I think that there's the refs are getting so much flack when they do make a call, and it's all, oh, that was wrong. You made the wrong call. You ruined the game. Da da da. And I think the refs are afraid of that. I think that is what is happening.
Their fucking job. Make the call
they're
and deal with
refereeing
it.
with fear. They're refereeing with fear. I think somebody even said it. One of the referees or one of the players, I think maybe in that Brighton match. No, is in the Man United.
It was in the Man United match where they were afraid afraid to give United a penalty because they would get so much flack because there's issues with penalties being given to United constantly.
Yeah.
This is what I'm getting
at. That's their own fucking fault because they're the ones giving the penalties. So just deal with it. It's your job. I'm sorry. This is insanity to me that Arsenal were giving a penalty right there. Like, it just, and if that play doesn't happen, I say, fine, fair play to Burnley. They're throwing themselves on the line. They're throwing their bodies in the way. And it was last-ditch defending, which I think is a little bit, like you say, scrappy. I say desperate, But with that no call, I just, like,
listen.
I mean, even if Arsenal scored after that penalty, I'd still be pissed.
Yeah.
Like, I wouldn't have felt like we won.
Sure. Because to me, the referee goes for a straight red. You don't see that very often anymore. For something like that, he went for a straight red. Do you know why he did?
Oh, it was a makeup call.
Well, maybe, but the reason he went straight red is because the dude is in front of the goal, and the ball comes in, and what the ref sees is this.
Mm-hmm.
This, and it goes off of him. So to me, you're doing this. You're intentionally trying to use your hand. You got lucky it hit your shoulder.
Yeah.
It's red.
I mean, I don't think so because he doesn't play the ball with an illegal part of his body. Like, intention is one thing, but like, you go into a challenge not intending to foul someone, but you knock them over and it's a foul, right? So intention doesn't have anything to do with it for me. I thought he was giving him, I thought it was a clear. I mean, he's defending the goal with his arm, right? So that's why it's a red card. But it was also a makeup call, and also, how the fuck does that ball not go in? Like, sometimes it really does feel like the universe is conspiring against us. And I know it's, obviously it's an insane thing to say, but sometimes it just feels that way.
Yeah.
Like every other big club, that ball goes home or goes in. The other one that hits the post by, I think, Chambers goes in. Pepe doesn't fucking whiff.
Let's not it's not VAR's fault. It's not the ref's fault that we lost this match. And
we should have been up 4.
But I'm calling it a fucking loss.
We should have been up 4-0 before
Aubameyang had a chance minutes after he scored the first goal, right?
Yeah. And then Saka minutes after that, and then Saka again minutes after that.
And he just didn't hit it. He was surprised that it actually fell to him, and he got nothing on it. Saka had multiple chances after that to do something with it. Mm-hmm. And then those just didn't work out. So then the back passes started, and let's slow this game down. Any Arsenal fan who watches any Arsenal match is
you knew there was an equalizer.
You need more than one goal.
Yeah.
You need more than one goal.
Yeah, but it wasn't. And usually it's because our defense is going to do something insane, and just like misplay a long ball or give them something up, or there's a worldie coming from the other team, and it was a fucking he played the ball directly to his chest for the easiest goal that guy's ever gonna score.
He didn't even need it.
I love Wood's reaction. He's just like, yeah, you're gonna give me that, I'll take it.
Standing there.
And I said it in the group. Like I said it before that equalizer came. I said Saka's looking overconfident. Like he nonchalantly
Saka?
Saka.
Saka, yeah.
I actually thought Xhaka was playing a good game until that pass, and I was about to type it, and I was like, "Oof!" I think I had some restraint on that. But no, Saka missed it, like casually going for goal and playing it inches wide, and then he's played through on the right and decides to be cute and do like a dummy move, and then the ball runs to Bond. Like if he plays that one time on goal, we've got a shot at another goal there.
Yeah. Is that what you're not wrong? You're not wrong.
I mean, the Leicester team we just destroyed. What are we like? Nobody in this season.
I mean, if you're talking record, sure. If you're talking record, sure. But if you're talking pure talent, no.
If you're talking record since Christmas,
sorry,
we're the third best team in the league on points. We're the second best team on goals scored. And we're the second best team on goals conceded. All right, since Christmas, third on points.
Sure.
Third on goals scored. Third on goals conceded, and we just trounced Leicester. So, yeah. We're worse than them, but whatever. I mean, we're not currently until today, and to be honest, the next 3 games are fucking hard. I think we have Tottenham, Liverpool, and West Ham.
But this is
maybe not in that order, but
so. I just want to say what's up to everybody. What's up, Zawich, Mr. Tom, he was up with us till all hours of the night during happy hour last night.
He doesn't sleep. They just throw a sheet over him and unplug him.
What's up, Paul Smith? What's up, Via Martine? Don't forget, guys, smash that like button and please keep spreading the word about what we're doing here. That we're not just ignorant Americans; we're ignorant, fun Americans. So, but listen, everybody, the word that I keep seeing in the comments right now is inconsistent, consistency, inconsistent. This lineup, I feel like Arteta has a plan and for every single team that we play. On paper, might work, but when you're switching out in form players with out of form players, and then that player gets in form, and then you switch them back out, and then you switch them back out, it's like, what are we? How do you expect them to play that well together? Like Willian can have the best day ever, but he's not going to be. You saw some of the passes to Tierney were fantastic, and some were bad, and he had to slow down for. And even Callum Chambers coming in. I understand you want to play a much taller, bigger guy for the interior battles that you're going to have with Burnley, so I understand that. But Cedric Suarez has been in form. You bench Bellerin. We're finally like, okay, here's Suarez and Tierney.
Suarez didn't even make the bench.
Nope.
And I looked. I couldn't find any health issue or anything.
No,
and also you have Gabriel on the bench. And listen, I don't think the defense was a problem. Like whatever. I don't think Willian was a problem. I think you can put a better player in Willian's place and get the same result. Like a more, I don't know, a threatening player than Willian has been this season, though he does have, 3 assists in the last 2 matches, whatever. But Pepe gets man of the match last game, and he doesn't get to keep it going, which was really just bewildering to me. The Lacazette for Odegaard was weird to me.
Now I don't mind Lacazette in that role. I actually prefer him in the role behind our front striker because of his hold-up play. But to me, like, take Saka off. Saka was having a great game, and he's on a yellow card, and we need him for Tottenham.
Right.
So why run the risk of this game getting chippy like it did? But then I felt like Saka was pulling back because he didn't want to get another yellow card.
I don't feel like he was pulling out of anything. I felt like he wasn't like bracking back there in the last half hour as much as he was in the first hour. And that's why I thought he might come off for Pepe. And I thought William might come off for Lacazette, put Lacazette more central, move Aubameyang out wide. Also taking Partey off. I mean, I know you want to keep him fit, but like Ceballos is talking about a frustrating player because he'll get the ball in acres of space, all the room to go forward, and he does like 4 pirouettes on the ball and then looks back up, and you're like, why did you just stop the run of the fucking ball going forward? I mean, yeah, Mr. Tom has a good point. 1 point from a possible 18 against Burnley, Wolves, Villa. What more needs to be said? Well, I mean, if Villa's a better club than us, then you guys have said it already. I don't, they are this season. I think there's more talent. We just have not played to expectations in the first half of the season, which is mainly why we are where we are right now. If we had started the season the way we're currently playing since December, we'd be in the top 6,
Yeah, Via Martin says, and very emotional Americans. Yeah, man, because you get us drinking all night,
and then have us get up at 6:37 in the morning.
And then we get up at 6:30 and I wake up to see Willian and Callum Chambers, and I just went back to drinking. Like I poured out my coffee, put tequila, just like fuck it.
But they're on there because it's Burnley. Like Callum Chambers is given Burnley to get his legs, and he did fine.
And he wasn't bad. Callum Chambers wasn't bad.
But he's not going to play against Tottenham.
No, he's not.
Or Liverpool or West Ham I think that's who we have coming up.
Stop trying to outthink every other manager and play your best squad and play your best team. Maybe we are saving us for Olympiacos.
100%.
But in all honesty, Arsenal's B team should be able to beat Burnley
and Olympiacos.
This is. I'm starting to turn into these other fan shows that I'm not as into because all they do is bitch and bitch and bitch. I usually
that's all we've been given today. That's the material. That's the source material we're working with is just fucking dog shit.
You see Happy Lolo on Fridays for happy hour. This is
maybe not this Friday if fucking this shit happens to us against Olympiacos. I mean, again, listen, we played well enough to win. We had the opportunities. It was bad luck and just one of the most insane non-calls I've ever seen. Like, it was as blatant as could be. And I'm just, like, whatever. Blame it on El Neni for once. That's my callback.
Actually didn't fuck anything up today.
No, he most certainly didn't.
No, he didn't.
I mean, we created the chances. We just didn't finish, and then we hit the woodwork off a deflection. Like 9 times out of 10, that ball's deflected in. 7 times out of 10, the other one off the post goes in.
Yeah. Listen, and so let me talk about this. I was listening in on Lee Gunner and Chig. I was doing the watch along with them, and they got into a little bit of a back and forth about the assist for Willian. So Willian's assist, he gets accredited with an assist, but the pass was about 30 yards back. It's a little pass, just a little pass to Aubameyang. Aubameyang then takes on about 5 or 6 guys and then slots in the perfect spot to beat Nick Pope because Nick Pope is 6'7". So if you try and go over him, he's got the body to block those. What he doesn't have is a quickness, straight down, rolling ball, keep it on the pitch, and Aubameyang slotted it absolutely perfectly. So Willian gets that assist. But I'm like, I would rather give the assist to Partey, who picked Willian out, who then just dumped it off to. Or you want to give a real assist, Xhaka should be on the books with an assist.
He might be.
That was the best assist that I've seen in a while since. Oh no, I think Odegaard. Was it Odegaard or no? Willian.
That wasn't an assist, but even Willian's wasn't even like on that play. It's hard for me to give him an assist because he's playing the ball back and it gets deflected into the path of Pepe.
Exactly.
He just happens to be the last guy that touches the ball. I think Partey should definitely get the Gretzky assist on that. His ball to free Willian was sublime. It was like a no look across the defender's face who wasn't expecting it to get a foot out to stop it.
Yeah.
And from that moment, I'm like, oh, we're turned on, we're switched on, and then we get pressed off the ball.
These
in
leads.
our 6-yard box.
Yeah, Jack, you got to be careful wearing your blue and yellow because the
Bro,
Leeds.
this is vintage.
I know,
The
but the
FA
Leeds
Cup
fans are
final.
claiming that you're dressed like Leeds.
Leeds hadn't been in the Premier League since Arsenal were wearing these colors, so maybe they're confused. I don't know.
Dressed as Banana Man.
I don't know who Banana Man is, but I'm dying.
I want to Google that
fucking
right
find
now,
out.
Mr. Tom, just to find out.
Banana Man.
Where is Mrs. Lolo?
Yeah, we're gonna have to keep Nick and myself away from bridges and ledges that are up multi-stories today.
Yeah. I mean, you guys really shot yourselves in the foot today again.
Yeah,
and ref be damned on that. I mean, like I said, the curse of Shaka too. That's gotta hurt.
My beard is getting wider by every match day. For real. Since I've had my daughter, my beard has gotten more white, but the white hair didn't start until my brother-in-law made me an Arsenal fan. I was a much younger man, and then all of a sudden, boom! I was like, "What the fuck is this?" And I'm at the bar, and Cantax bartending, and he goes, "Oh yeah, that's the Arsenal. That's the Arsenal hair coming in." It's easier for him with the blonde hair, the reddish blonde hair. But for me, this is every single fucking dropped point. I gotta cut them off all the time.
My hair just started thinning around 2005 out of nowhere. Full head of hair. And I started watching the Arsenal games with my friend. And
I just saw that via Martine. Where's Mrs. Lolo? I need to tell her to hide the knives, short lengths of rope, or any meds. Never seen Lolo so animated.
You haven't been watching the show
animated,
for very
just
long.
not so angry. Right now, I'm so angry, and I'm calling this a loss. We lost today.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
we fucking lost.
And even like a last minute win would have felt like a draw. Just because of how I was feeling for the majority of the
There's
match.
Banana Man.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I just looked it up myself. Yeah.
I mean, clearly last night you could see I don't have his abs, but we're working on it.
You've got the chin.
Speaking of Mrs. Lolo, she would be very mad right now if I don't check on my daughter because my daughter's walking around the basement. Hold on.
Yeah, Mr. Tom Xhaka is certainly prone. Like he's a good player, but you just can't trust him. Same with like David Luiz. They're good players technically, and they're reliable up until a point, and you're just always waiting for that hammer to drop at the worst possible time against an opponent that you really shouldn't be doing that. And I don't know if it's like an overconfidence thing. Oh, it's like Burnley, whatever. We can fuck around in the back. Like it's Wolves. Like I'll come and scare them and not really touch them, but get close enough for the ref to give a red card. Like, Xhaka, he's error prone. I mean, we've known that, but we haven't replaced him.
Yeah.
And I don't know why we haven't replaced him, but we fucking haven't.
I don't know. I mean, to me, it seems like at least today, Xhaka was put in that position to make that error. I don't understand the short play from Leno.
I don't understand why Xhaka is in the box.
Why he doesn't just clear it out.
I don't understand why Xhaka is standing on the penalty spot, basically. Like, where's everybody else?
Well, they're
Calvin Luiz way over there. Anyway, that whole thing is, like I said in my little intro, how is Burnley pressing us to the point where we're making these errors?
Yeah,
you know how they are? Because they're not afraid of our midfield. We're not owning the midfield. We're not making these runs that are forcing them back.
I don't think so. I think we owned the midfield today. Certainly, we dominated the possession. And to be honest, like the ball Leno plays to Xhaka, the guy's not even that tight to him until Xhaka takes the first touch. And I think that's maybe why Leno plays him the ball, because he thinks he'll just immediately one touch out wide to Luiz, and Xhaka takes an extra touch, which brings that defender, lets him cut off the passing lane, and lets the guy behind Xhaka force him to his right foot. Yeah. Now, I hate this play out of the back on the ground, especially from goal kicks. It should, if it's going to work against any team, it should be like Burnley, But like we played against Man City, and instead of losing the ball 60 yards down the field, we lose it 7 yards in front of our own goal. I don't get it. We need to replace Xhaka. I kind of have a soft spot for him for whatever reason, but we need to replace him immediately. I know we can't do it till the summer, but it has to happen. Like that's the difference in these games, is these stupid fucking errors that Xhaka, Luiz, they make that are holding us back. Like it's Xhaka, the first Burnley match is grabbing motherfuckers by the throat.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like he's kind of responsible why we didn't get anything out of the first match.
Yeah.
You know, it's just, and it's rough because like a club like Arsenal have expectations, right? And that's why it's so frustrating to see these handballs or whatever these calls not go our way, because like it fucks us over so hard. Whereas like teams like Wolves and Leeds are just kind of happy to be there. And like, if we can get into the top 6, it's great. And if we're not relegated, it's great. And our job is to take points away from bigger clubs. I mean, that's
just take that laying down. You can't say that about the Wolves. We beat you twice this year. And we beat you fairly.
But
this is none of this like,
I mean, you even admitted it. You even admitted not
just
only
happy to be there, you know.
Mark, time out.
No, not at all.
You admitted over and over again that not only wasn't it a red card, it wasn't a penalty on Luiz. And we would have smoked you that game with 11 men.
Weeks ago, and you guys are still moaning about it.
Right, because we're a club with expectations where you guys are like, well, we'll take whatever we can get.
Oh, we don't have expectations.
No,
you guys don't have any expectations.
No, it's not even close. It's not even close. The expectations Wolves go into the season and the ones that Arsenal go into the season with, it's not close.
So Arsenal's the New York Yankees of the Premier League, where we expect to be in the World Series every year. We spend the money. We spend the money. We earned it.
We're like the St. Louis Cardinals, though, for sure. I mean, like, yeah, look at the history of England. We're a massive club. There's only 2 teams bigger than us. That's Liverpool and Man United.
Yeah.
All right. So, yeah, we're doing the same thing, by the way, that Liverpool and Man United did after Ferguson and after Steven Gerrard retired, or really when Rafa Benitez left. So yeah, but I also don't think we deserve to be where we are. Whatever. We've underperformed in the first half, and that's why we are.
You deserve to be where you are because that's how you play.
Well, and
that's
also
why you're being managed.
All right.
You know? I mean, why not start Pepe today? He's been on fire. Why not start him?
Bro, I'm asking the same fucking questions, but we still should have won the game without him.
Yeah, exactly.
We could have,
because we're Arsenal and we have high expectations. And we should just win everything.
Don't get upset because
I'm not getting upset because you're sitting on fucking what happened 20 years ago. You know, what have you done in the last decade?
But listen, Mark, the difference is
for the last 150 years.
Exactly. We did a 22-year run of Champions League football.
Yeah, and not only
now, but listen, here's the difference, Mark. At the beginning of the season, what was your goal for Wolves? Europe?
No, I don't think that's a fair question because I've only been following soccer in itself for 1 year.
This season,
True.
This season,
we're talking about expectations, though. And you're saying,
what was your expectations going into the?
You don't have any.
I haven't been a fan long enough to have expectations.
Are you a fan right now? Were you a fan going into this season?
Absolutely.
Okay, then what were your expectations after being in the Europa last year? Were your expectations not to finish in a European spot?
I think that would be your goal, right?
I don't know.
How can you not have an expectation for your team? That's such a cop out.
I don't think it's a cop out. I don't think it's a cop out.
It's not your first season.
Okay.
Right? So you have expectations for your club based off what they did last season. No?
Mark, clearly.
And if you don't have expectations, that proves my point.
Your goal would be to do as well as you did last year or better. So your goal would be your European competition place. So that your goal would be top 7. So
you know what my expectations were to have my team do well.
Okay.
Now,
top
5, I have no idea.
So here's the difference. My expectations for my club at the beginning of the season were to win the league. It's not, I know how far-fetched that is, and I know how far away we are, but I have the belief before the kickoff of the first match of every season, I have the belief that we can do it. And then that slowly dies by week 5 or 6. But
quickly dies. But,
quickly.
But yes, that's the point.
It's like being a Mets fan.
So it lasted at least 2 weeks. But that's the difference between our clubs is,
and that's the point I was making,
of high mid-table. We have the expectations and need our teams to be better.
Yeah, I mean, you kind of made my point when you said you didn't have expectations. That was just the point I was making.
Again, I've only been a fan of Premier League soccer or Premier League football for 18 months. You know, I
watch more football than most people because
you watch more than I do.
I watch football. It's true. I really enjoy it, and there's a lot to watch. You know, I don't watch any sports anymore other than Premier League. You know,
well, then,
I barely watch the Super Bowl, and I used to be a huge American football fan.
Yeah. So all I'm saying, Mark, is don't take the piss out of yourself. Because you are somebody who, yes, you haven't been watching football for very long. Neither have I, in all honesty. What, like 10 years for me? But you and I watch more football than most football fans because they only watch their club. We analyze and dissect and try to look at every single club, as many clubs as we can, to know more and to be able to talk validly. And you do. You've grown 1 year, so don't give me this nonsense of you had no expectations. I just don't believe you.
Yeah, even if your expectations were just to beat us twice,
exactly,
that's something, you know.
Oh, that will be on my calendar from moving forward now.
Oh, there you go. Then say that.
I really yeah. Anyway,
so let's get to some of these comments. Zawich says, "Winning the league, ha ha ha! I'd rather have no expectations." Fuck off, Zawich. You know you're a Chelsea fan. You have those same expectations every season as well. You expect your club to be competing. So maybe that's where I'm. Maybe I don't. My expectation isn't to win the league, but my expectation is that we'll be in the mix. And that's not an expectation that Wolves fans have.
Yeah, I like this one. Old Gardner guy, Finland. We knew they had such a great sense of humor over there.
One more eye.
You can have these.
Indeed.
It wouldn't help him. I think. Yeah, I don't know. It was brutal.
Well, thanks, Mr. Tom. I appreciate that.
Exactly, because you're so don't sell yourself short. Listen, guys, we got there's a small contingency of us, 16, 17 people watching right now. There should be 17 likes down there, fellas. So if you haven't smashed it, smash
it now.
It takes nothing.
Maybe the problem is smashing. Why don't we gently
click
just
the
seductively smash that like button. Chelsea are on another level than Chelsea. Okay. Zawich.
Another level than Chelsea. You can talk
about that
all
out.
you want. Currently, Arsenal, the Blackburn Rovers of history, current bottle.
No,
I don't even know what that means.
Blackburn historically is a very large club. They've, I believe, have won a European Cup at one point, but they're not in the Premier League anymore. So that's bullshit. Like, it's a bad analogy, I think. What we are is Man United 4 years ago. What we are is Liverpool 6 years ago.
Right,
and we just,
right.
I mean, we're a couple of signings away from being there again. It's just
sure.
like we were talking last night. Yes, it went from winning the league to a top 4 spot to Europa, but I think that has to do, I don't know. I mean, yeah, our goals became a little bit lower, but also like money in Man City and money in Tottenham. We're 2 big players, and just, you know, this season, Leicester since 2015. This year, the likes of Villa and West Ham overperforming, like punching way above their weight. And you wonder, are they here to stay? Or are they one season wonders, a la Wolves last year? No offense, Mark.
Well, I don't think that's a definition of overperforming. If you want to look at overperformers, that's Sheffield United.
I mean, West Ham currently sitting third or fourth or fifth, even if they're seventh, they're overperforming.
I don't.
You know.
I think they're good.
Yeah, but you take Souček gets hurt or he goes for a big money move in the summer and it's a totally different team.
Their best striker was out for most of the season, and
exactly.
they're in third or fourth place. That's playing well. That's not overperforming.
No, that's overperforming.
Yeah, it is.
That's because if you look at their team, if you look at it like overperforming to me means analytically looking at a club and setting where how good that club is, and that club should be a mid-table club, and they're sitting in third, fourth place right now. That's over.
Here we go back to these shoulda, coulda, wouldas.
All right. Well, they're also only
overperforming.
concerned about one competition, right? So they only have to worry about getting a good spot in the Premier League. They're probably not playing for the FA Cup for that specific reason. They're not in Europe, and they don't have if they have a deep club, like next year, if they stay in a European spot, they're not going to sit in the same place by the end of the season in England. I just don't think they will.
Yeah,
they're
saying they're overperforming is not a bad thing. It's actually a compliment because it means they're doing more with less. If they keep that same squad next season, they may not do nearly as well, like the Sheffield United. You know what I mean?
Wolves.
Sorry, that's Wolves. It's hard to say because they've as soon as they came up to the Premier League, they've been flatlined right there in the middle of the table. They haven't overperformed and they haven't really underperformed. They're kind of right there.
Right with Arsenal.
Exactly. Who is underperforming? Because you look at our club on paper and
on paper, you guys are extremely talented, and why you guys aren't like in the top four, I'll never understand. And I think there's a lot of people in the office that are wondering the same goddamn thing.
Well, we're underperforming, and we're not deep enough to compete in a European competition and go for the league at the same time. I think it was a godsend we got knocked out of the FA Cup because we get to focus on the Europa competition and possibly getting into a top 6 spot. I agree with Mr. Tom.
Agreed.
It's the Blackburn comparison, and it's not like Arsenal are still a good team. They just haven't there was too much shakeup after Wenger, and Emery was either cut too short or never should have been hired in the first place.
Yeah.
So we're just still trying to smooth it out. Give us 3 seasons to do that. Like everyone gave Liverpool and United and Chelsea's gone through it. They finished 10th a couple seasons ago. To say that we're just to cut us off from the possibility of becoming what we were even 6 years ago is fucking unfair. I mean, that's how I feel. I'm not relying on history to explain why Arsenal have higher expectations going into this season than Wolves and Leeds, even Aston Villa, even West Ham. West Ham, their entire fan base, the only people that think West Ham should be where they are or thought they would be where they are the people in that locker room. I mean, they thought they were a relegation side.
Exactly.
So, to say that Arsenal have different expectations than other teams is not a stretch by any imagination, I don't think. And I don't think it's relying on history either. I think it's unfair.
I think I agree with you that, I mean, we are relying on history a tiny bit, but also looking at the current squad, just looking, like I said, every season before the first kickoff, I'm looking at the team and I'm going, this is a bunch of players. This is a bunch of legit footballers. We should be contending for the top 4 spots at the very least. But the problem for me is right now is a similar problem that Chelsea had with Lampard, which was him not knowing his best squad, and having too much talent to choose from. Arteta is in a similar situation, except that Arteta thinks he's a brilliant manager, which he may eventually be, and he wants to analyze and out-manage the other manager. Where on paper this may have worked perfectly, starting Chambers and Willian instead of Pepe, and I can see why analytically it would work. But then we just go back to pure football, and you're sidelining an informed player who's been struggling to get in form, and Pepe is finally in form.
Yes, our Finnish friend is fucking hilarious.
Our old Gardner guy, you get comment of the year like that. I've never heard that before, and I'm so going to use that. That is amazing.
It's also hard. It's hard to take shit from Chelsea fans who just, spend $400 billion every year and might finish in the top 6.
And then they're like talking about, oh, should Chelsea get Haaland and Hakimi? Like,
I know, it's like,
add more expensive.
Look off.
You don't know what the fuck to do with the players that you have. Anyway, yes, Mr. Tom. But listen, you're a Leeds fan. What are your expectations for your club? To beat the shit out of everybody, right? You know it's not going to happen, but you're never going to say that Leeds is going to lose. Now, maybe you might because you're very by the numbers. But like this guy, this guy who's always watching us in the top corner over Mark's shoulder, he will never say that. He will never bet on Leeds losing. As an Arsenal fan, my expectations may be stuck in the past glory, but my expectations are also that because we are a huge club, we have the money, we have the players of quality, we have the training facilities, we have the grounds, we have. To me, there's no excuse. There's no excuse to be mid-table.
Yeah. Just, I don't like saying that we should bring Carlo Ancelotti in. Like maybe that would have been a better hire than Arteta, but I hate like it's this quick trigger on the managers that will never get out of this situation. Like let's just give it some time. My expectation is that we should be better, but as long as we can get back into Europe somehow, I think we'll be able to sign some quality, replace the guys that we cut, replace the guys like El Nene that are going to leave. If we keep Xhaka, we still have to upgrade on that position so that he comes in more for the League Cup and the FA Cup matches. But yeah, listen, I've got to go. My dog is scratching at the door right now. I'm pretty much can't say the same thing again in a different way anymore. Mark, fuck you.
All right,
with as much love as I can possibly muster.
That's right.
Say that.
Boca says that Haaland is going to go to Leeds
in 13 years.
If he comes,
Leeds is still up.
If he comes to the Premier League, Roy Keane's kids are going to kick his ass.
All right, Kantak. We'll see you later. We're gonna wrap this up. We're gonna wrap this up in just a second. Yeah. See you later, Kantak. What was I gonna get at? Some of these comments.
Expectations. 3 Arsenal fans hating on their team. One, I say blame the manager. One says blame the players. And one says blame my parents if we lived on the other side of London. Wow, that's.
Listen, It's hard for me because I blame everybody. Arteta is overanalyzing and overthinking things when you gotta just play football sometimes, And I don't know if my guys are getting the opportunity. Then I do blame the players because you know what? In the end, it's them on the pitch and it's them executing. It's them doing things. I feel like they're in split minds where if they're attacking or if they're maintaining possession. Every time I feel like we go on a run of pressing forward, then it just comes backwards and it starts the back pass and the side pass and okay, let's bring them back. When I'm like, why can't we just boss a team? Why can't we just go out?
I don't understand why you guys can't stay in that constant attack mode that you showed in the Leeds game. You guys were attacking like crazy, and why can't you guys do that every single match? And it ain't because of Europa. It ain't because of all these other extra games you're playing. No, I don't get it. I if I was a true Arsenal fan, I would be very, very frustrated. Head in hand, I'd probably have less hair than I do now, and I would grow a very gray beard. But I don't know. I don't get it. That Leeds, the Leeds match. I was like, Arteta's got it figured out.
Yeah,
got it figured out. He can get this team to attack.
Yeah,
Pepe's got it figured out. You got Pepe on one side, Saka on the other, and you interchange Lacazette and Aubameyang, that's gold. You know, we've got a couple of really cool kids, although Emile Smith-Rowe is hurt. You know, Odegaard, you guys got that's on loan, but you know, you guys could probably hang on to him if you want. You got the money for that. Your midfield's great. Partey stays healthy.
We have talent. Partey is going to be amazing for us.
You guys have talent up and down from all sides.
We get Gabriel back. He's going to be amazing for us. Mari's doing an okay job. We have Saka Laka Abba, Emile Smith-Rowe, Odegaard. That's where I'm just saying there's no excuse. There's no excuse. And you look at Burnley, who the fuck do they have? They have a bunch of defenders.
They have a team.
They have a team
who play well together. And you guys, well, it was just Burnley. We should have beat Burnley. Burnley. But look, they're tough out. They play solid football. And today they wanted the ball way more than you guys did.
They make mistakes when pressed to make mistakes, and we didn't do it. We did in the beginning, and that's how we took them straight on. Abba took on 5 fucking players, and
beautiful goal.
Outshot them. He outplayed them, and then we sat back like, okay, we're done. Fuck it. Here's the more infuriating thing: is that we go to North London Derby next weekend, and so they just beat Burnley 4-0. We lose to Burnley 1-1, and I wouldn't be surprised if we go.
Zalich, be good.
All right, see you, Zalich. I wouldn't be surprised if we go to the Spurs match and we beat them, because we're
Wouldn't
just
surprise me.
weird. It's just weird. We'll show up for that match, maybe. I don't know. But listen, we've said enough about this. It's ruined my Saturday morning. I was very happy to be watching earlier when the team looked like they were playing. Leeds play football like Rottweilers on speed. Yes, except against Aston Villa this last time, which was fucking infuriating. Not looking forward to the North London Derby on the current form.
I wouldn't either.
We'll see how we do midweek against Olympiacos. We'll see. But guys, it's been fun. I can't believe we've gone almost an hour of bitching and moaning and getting mad at Mark for saying anything. But Mark, good on you. We even got mad at you for talking down on yourself. Banana Man got all pissed off.
Man.
But he should be. We're all pissed off.
Yeah.
Listen, guys, if you haven't done it, please hit that like button. And share the streams and subscribe and click the bell so that anytime we pop on, you guys see our stuff. And don't forget to check out our weekend watch list video. We still haven't hit any of those matches. Those matches start with the Manchester Derby tomorrow, and then 2 matches on Monday: Everton, Chelsea, and Leeds, West Ham. So go check out that.
That won't be a good one.
Video, but where we're sitting out in the sun on the stoop. And it gives you a good idea of what it's like to hang out with us and talk football out on the stoop. So
yeah, it's going to be fun. It's going to be warm.
Yeah. It should be warm on Monday, which would be nice.
Yeah, it's like 50,
So don't forget to support your club with your heart and your mind and your passion, and not always with the stats. All right. Mark, good show. We'll talk to you later.
We'll see you soon.
Thank you, John, in the control room. Peace, y'all.